I'm going to say 2 words to you, Mr. Duke, and I want you to say the first thing that comes to your mind. You ready?
Shoot.
Jason Voorhees.
Well, that makes me think of a little girl in a pink dress sticking a hot dog through a donut.
Well, that was awkward.
Why don't you blow me, Chief?
What is up, clean freaks and filthy friends alike? Welcome to week number 9 of the Giant Friday the 13th Review Series Summer Special. This is the largest Friday the 13th review series ever brought to YouTube, as you guys know. We've got Good Real Hunting, Nick Cooling, Robbie at Reviews and Rankings with Robbie Sobel, and Chase at Moser Movie Reviews all in on the action for this. You guys know by now. There's also the watch parties going on over at the House of the Living Dead each week. And as you guys know, we have been following these films from 1980 all the way up to this point. We are on the home stretch, baby. We are in the age of New Line cinema. Paramount has let go, and with Friday the 13th as a property mostly going on over to New Line Cinema, the house where Freddy resides, New Line kind of thought it would be fun to set up a way to put Freddy against Jason, but in order to do that, they would have to give Jason his first outing at New Line and sort of try to let him feel the air there and put him in such a situation where he would cross ways with Freddy Krueger. Let's take a look and see just how Jason Goes to Hell. Jason Goes to Hell came out in 1993, stars John D. LeMay, Carrie Keegan, Stephen Williams, and features a very special guest appearance by Kane Hodder, who has played Jason for the last 2 films. And I emphasize special guest appearance. He is not in this movie a whole lot. That kind of pissed a lot of people off. Anyway, this one was directed by Adam Marcus, who you can maybe guess by this film's rather fucked reputation that he is sort of the bane of the existence of many Friday the 13th fans, to a thorn in the sides of some fans, where there are others who find him to be a little bit of an overlooked genius. This film has an interesting premise in that it shakes up the norm of what we've come to know for a Friday the 13th film. It really takes the formula and says, no, we're not doing that. Jason is killed off within the first 5-10 minutes of the movie and spends the next fucking portion of the movie really just body hopping until he can rebirth himself essentially through a member of the Voorhees family, which really sounds stupid now that I come to think of it. But yes, this one features very little real continuity from Jason Takes Manhattan, so it feels like this one really just kind of starts doing its own thing, and it doesn't acknowledge really a whole lot of the previous films. It does mention the backstory that we've come to know for Jason, where he drowns as a boy, his mother kills a bunch of people at Crystal Lake in 1980 or 79, depending on which part of the timeline you really believe. And it mentions that, yes, Jason has killed a fuck ton of people, but it doesn't really follow the general continuity of the series, and that too kind of tended to piss fans off when the film came out, and still to this day, nearly 30 years later. And it's really something that kind of almost works better on its own as its own thing. It probably could have served a lot better had it been sort of ex-nayed from the series. And it's something I've really thought about when one of our fellow reviewers for this series has kind of mentioned it. Robbie at Reviews and Rankings with Robbie Sobel mentions that this one, it's not a great Friday the 13th film. It's a good film, but not so much Friday the 13th. It more works better as its own little Elseworld story. And thinking about that, it's like, that's probably what it is about this film that works for me. Because it's no secret that among this group of campers during this illustrious review series season, I am one of the very few in this little group who is a sort of supporter for this film. I unabashedly like this film, I'm not going to lie. I'm telling you guys that right off the bat. I adore Jason Goes to Hell. I like that it changes everything that we expect from a Friday the 13th film. It really is... What it really is really a fan film brought to life with a budget by an actual studio, which is not to take anything away from fan films otherwise, but it really does a lot in that regard. But we're not here to talk about exactly my personal testicular nut-swinging attachment to this film. One thing I really do like is, again, though, you guys can guess, the story. I like that the story changes itself. Sure, it takes some leaps and bounds that we're going to be a little uncomfortable with if we love Jason going into the woods to kill camp counselors. Oh my god, we need another film with that same plot. No, we don't. It's cool to change it up. It's cool to add the supernatural element, because after so many films, I said this last week. I think I said this in week 7. There's only so many times you can do the same fucking thing over and over and over and over again. Perhaps it's franchise fatigue talking at this point, but again, changing it up and saying, no, we're going to do something completely different. We're going to take Jason, kill him. And Adam Marcus said it really well once upon a time, that he's taking Jason away from the audience, making us miss Jason for a good 80 minutes of the film. And when we get him back, it's sort of a reward. And it really is just that. It's a reward for sitting through what I guess some people really look at it this way. It's a reward for sitting through a torturous ball sack beating equivalent to that of Casino Royale, not torture scene. And I don't know, it's really cool to get Jason back. It's like, okay, because I don't know, there's just something really cool about the direction that takes. And aside from the story, I really do like the characters in this film. I mean, you have Steven, who's a final guy not too different from Tommy Jarvis, who we came to know in 4, 5, and 6. A real badass, can kind of... You can almost trust him to carry this franchise forward. And sure, Steven doesn't exactly get a chance to do that because fucking New Line seems to have dropped the franchisical ball of the series. It's whatever. It's okay. I can accept it. But Steven's a badass because his ex-girlfriend and the baby that they have together are kind of involved in this. Steven is trying to not allow them to get killed by Jason, and it's all the more important because they are related to Jason Voorhees. And it's very Halloween 4, Halloween 5 about it, where Jason is essentially going after his niece, but what he needs to do is use her body to get reborn as the bulking hockey mask motherfucker. It's cool that we don't have to deal with a lot of these same stupid ass fucking characters that we've dealt with in the last 2 films. It's very nice to have gotten rid of those cookie cutter type of archetypes. I was getting pretty tired of watching those, so a lot of the characters in this are refreshing. I mean, we have Creighton fucking Duke, for crying out loud. Bounty hunter played by Stephen Williams, who is just... He is single-handedly the best part of this film. And again, I really fucking enjoy this film for just how batshit bonkers it is. How much it says fuck you to the idiotic status quo that is this franchise. And I don't hate this franchise. But like Creighton Duke, I think he really does encapsulate the spirit of this film, which is this kind of very, very fun, weird wild card. And Creighton Duke, he's just a fun character who we really could have gotten some more of in this film. His death was probably the low point for me emotionally in this picture. I mean, I was fucking devastated. Jessica as the sort of final girl she's okay. It's alright that she's the niece of Jason Voorhees. And real quick, a lot of people are like, why does Jason have this extra family? His mother only had one kid, him. Yeah, you know what? There was also fucking Elias Voorhees, guys, who has the name Voorhees more properly. I think perhaps Diana was the daughter of Elias Voorhees and some other broad. It kind of makes sense that would happen. I mean, he probably ran off when he saw Jason Bourne. I said Jason Bourne. But after he saw the birth of Jason, he probably said, fuck this, I'm out of here. Went, knocked up some other chick, and Diana was born. So that's my justification on that. Diana also, I gotta say, was an interesting character who we really did not get enough of. The half-sister of Jason Voorhees. I think that she had a lot of on-screen potential, and Erin Gray did pretty great with what she was given to do in this film. She's like that town that has a secret, but within one person, and I really enjoyed that. When they kill her off in this film, though, that was heartbreaking. It's really kind of doing like they did in the first film with the Janet Leigh bait and switch. Absolutely amazing. But I really do also like the way they handled Jason Voorhees in this film. Again, with the whole body swapping aspect, it was freaking... Sure, it's stupid. Sure, it doesn't make sense within Friday the 13th. Whatever. It's a lot of fun to see Jason as a sort of an unnatural, like a supernatural evil. Why did I have to beat around the words there? To see Jason as a sort of supernatural evil is a really cool idea. Sure, it sounds again like you're trying to take Halloween. Whatever. Fucking, that's probably why I like this movie again. But I don't know. It's cool to see Jason body hopping and watching these bodies sort of start to decay the longer he's in them. And I think it's a lot of fun too for like the other actors who get to play in this film. I mean, I think it's really cool too because it gives 3 other actors sort of a chance aside from Kane Hodder to kind of live as Jason. You got Stephen Culp, Andrew Block, and Richard Gant playing 3 men who become possessed by Jason. And there's another one who gets possessed by Jason too, but I don't want to really spoil that one for anyone because it's a really interesting reveal that is sort of a point of contention for some folks. It's cool because, again, it gives these guys this chance to sort of do their take on Jason without having to put on the ridiculous amount of prosthetics and the hockey mask and the whole fucking 9 yards. They get to act like Jason as the way they look, and that's a lot of fun. And you really don't feel like it's Jason Voorhees coming at you, and I think that's what makes it a little more terrifying because it's like it's almost saying that evil can kind of take over anybody, and it comes at you, and you don't fucking know until you're dead, dude. I also really like the community building too that you get here in Jason Goes to Hell, and that kind of works because it brings a lot of the background characters to life. And I know there was one that I was talking about. I can't remember which one off the top of my head. I think it was part 5, I want to say, where I was talking about you kind of get a feeling of wanting to know these other characters a little more, and having said something about that in part 6. But in this one, you get the community, and you get some of these colorful residents of Crystal Lake. You got Joey and Shelby who run their little burger joint where they're serving up the Jason is Dead 2-for-1 burger sale. Brilliant fucking idea. I'll take a Voorhees burger and a side of Jason fingers. Give me fucking 4 for $2 on that shit. I'll take that any day. But it's fun just to see these characters fucking interact. And again, you sort of get that sense that Crystal Lake is a real community. You got this old sheriff who's trying to fucking prove that his dick still gets hard, whatever. He's fucking, I don't know, almost 60. He's just trying to show that he's still in charge, but he's getting too old for that shit. It's not played by Danny Glover, though, so I don't know why I did the Lethal Weapon voice there. You also get a great amount of gore in this film, too. If you're watching the unrated cut, you're going to get a lot of nice carnage candy in here. A lot of the kills are really gory. You've got the guys at K&B actually doing this, so this is them still in sort of the earlier stages of their coming together. Yeah, I don't know, it's about within their first decade, I believe. So K&B were still pretty fresh at the gore game. So to see them bringing some cool shit to the table here is a lot of fun, like the Jason heart, the exploding Jason, Josh fucking melting, like just a lot of the practical effects, even outside of the kills, is totally fucking worth watching in this film. So you get great carnage candy going on. I mean, the fucking unrated tent scene, you get a fucking twofer on that shit, not just 2 kills. But you get a great deal of smut. Like, holy shit. Beautifully done sex scene that I know Robbie's talking about it right now. My brain's in overdrive fucking thinking about it. We'll talk about that one here in just a moment. But the gore that comes with that when they fucking split her up the middle. Jesus fucking Christ. It's like, you're making me feel all confused here, guys. And I don't know, there's just a lot of fun to be had with the gore in this film, I gotta say, guys, because sure, you may not like the film, but the gore is definitely something that it definitely fucking delivers on. But the music, though, is kind of middle of the road. So I feel like when I watch the film, I find myself praising the compositions in it, but after the movie's over and I'm left to think about it, I don't remember a whole lot about it. But you got Freddie Manfredini coming back, and I think this one is kind of why I'm like, oh, Harry Manfredini's kind of just It's because I don't really remember a whole lot of the score for Jason Goes to Hell off the top of my head. It's not one that sticks with you, not one that I really hum particularly often. There's also the whole Jason as a Deadite thing that I know bothers a lot of people. Sure, that could be the case there, but I'm not 100% sure that the Necronomicon was even actually there at the Voorhees house. I'm thinking, and I could be wrong here, but I'm trying to make this movie not look so stupid, and that's not to say anything bad against the Evil Dead. I fucking love the Evil Dead, but I think having the Necronomicon Book of the Dead in the Voorhees house, I think that was really just supposed to be, one, an in-joke. And at the same time, also, I think it was Stephen Culp's character trying to sensationalize the story of gruesome activity at the Voorhees house. Makes sense. So, but Jason, the spirit worm fucking, I still don't know what the fuck that is, thing inside of Jason that is Jason, is a demon, whatever. It looks pretty Evil Deadish, so I don't know. I'm trying to debunk the whole Deadite rumor, but you know, that's pretty fucking hard to do because he does possess people, goddammit. Anyway, let's move on to the filthy features. As always, we start with the favorite kill, and my favorite kill here in Jason Goes to Hell is probably, it's not time for that. But one thing I'm sure most people could agree on, and I don't know if the Jason Goes to Hell detractors really dig any of this, but the third act, like, you get the whole restaurant massacre at the diner, like, following the police station through the diner to the Voorhees house, everything from the police station massacre on is actually pretty fucking stellar, and I think non-Jason Goes to Hell fans could attest to that. I would hope they'd have the fucking decency to attest to that. It's pretty sick just what you get to see happen there at the diner. Like, you get some fucking accidental fatality, which is, you don't get that a whole lot in slasher movies, and this is kind of a supernatural slasher movie, so it kind of does its own fucking thing, whatever. A lot of fun there. But I really like it when they get to the Voorhees house, and you have this interesting moment where fucking Duke is telling Jessica that as a Voorhees, she's the only one who can kill Jason. She can't trust anybody who is not a Voorhees because there's a special Voorhees dagger that can kill a Voorhees, and only a Voorhees can do it. And it changes it into the fucking, I believe it's from the Army of Darkness, if I remember correctly. I haven't seen the Evil Dead movies in a minute, but fucking this regular ass knife turns into a ceremonial dagger, which is pretty sick. And you got Steven coming into the house. And then you have two of the cops, fucking Randy and the Sheriff Limp Dick coming in. And there's this interesting little showdown between the two officers. And they're both talking. But one of them's most likely Jason. One had been seen getting knocked the fuck out. And the other one, last seen, knocked the fuck out. So we kind of don't know, and they're both kind of, there's almost that sort of red herring deal going on. So it's like one of these guys is Jason. One dude got his fucking nose broke. The other dude was just simply knocked out last we saw. But how do we know for sure which one's really in, which one's not? You know, a lot of fun there. So Jessica kills one on accident, but our boy Steven comes to the rescue, halfway cuts off the head of the other motherfucker, and the spirit of Jason comes out. Gets into the dead body of Jason's half-sister, which is interesting. I forgot to mention that in Stephen Culp's way to try to sensationalize the Jason Voorhees case going on, he stole the body of Diana from the morgue and put it in the Voorhees house. So Jason enters intravaginally into the carcass of his sister, is reborn as the motherfucker with the hockey mask in Kane Hodder's return to the film for a badass showdown where he goes hand to hand with Steven, who really puts up a decent fight before almost getting his ass fucking handed to him. Jessica comes, stabs Jason with the dagger right in the heart. Cool bits of light flashing and shit. And kicks that son of a bitch further into his chest, and then bam, you got these hands fucking coming up, pulling him into hell. It's stupid, it's majestic, it's like the Labyrinth, but on really bad acid, and you got people talking all kinds of negative shit in your ear because they don't like this film. So, anyway, they pull Jason down to hell. We get the denouement, if that's the French way to say it, I guess, I don't know. But you see Jason's hockey mask in the sand. You got Steven and Jessica and the baby kind of just walking into the sunrise. And you get this nice little shot zooming in on the hockey mask in the sand. Freddy's glove shoots out, pulls the mask down into hell, and sets us up for the film that we will not be talking about next week. That is Freddy vs. Jason. And a lot of people only like this movie for the Freddy glove coming out. I'm not going to lie, when I first watched this film, I watched it for that reason. And I love it all around. Anyway, before we get to the final thoughts, let's move on to those filthy features. As always, we start with the favorite kill. And my favorite kill here in Jason Goes to Hell, fucking hell, man. That's a tough one because there's so many great practical effects in here. Shit. Oh. I want to say the tent scene just because of the fucking way she splits up in half. But I really do like Vicky's kill too, though. Yeah, I might have to go with Vicky's kill by that fucking nut hair, dude. Because what she does is she goes out like a fucking champ. When fucking Stephen Culp as Robert comes in to fucking fight and just kill everybody to get reborn as a fucking Voorhees. Like, Vicky just grabs a shotgun, seemingly from nowhere, probably under the counter, I guess. she's shooting motherfuckers, customers included, to try and stop him. And the shotgun runs out after a realistic amount of shots fired. Thank you. She stabs him with what I think was rebar or some fucking piping, I guess. And he fucking pulls her onto that, slides her down, and he fucking squeezes her head and just pops that shit like a zit. And you really do see it in the unrated cut. I know you see it a lot better in the unrated cut. I haven't watched the R-rated cut in such a long time. I don't even remember what it does and doesn't show. But you get that going on. I think that's probably going to be the winning kill on that. It's a fucking tough one, man. Moving on to the smutty sightings, though. We have the tent scene, baby girl. And the tent scene is like the creme de la creme of fucking smutty sightings in a horror film. Because you've got this chick just fucking riding the shit out of her dude. And you got him fucking rolling her over. And it's really cool because the couple in that tent scene were a real couple in real life. So you can see the chemistry there. I believe that they were really fucking because that seemed pretty legit. I like to think they were. In my mind, they were fucking very, very going back to a new beginning with that kind of thought process. This isn't so much on the sexual side, but you've got the BDSM shaving scene. It's worth mentioning just because it's really... Whoa, what the fuck's going on here? Before the tent scene, you got some of the girls, those two girls running around all naked, getting all warm by the fire because they went skinny dipping and whatnot. And then you get little bits of teases here and there, but the tent scene by itself makes up for much of the lacking nudity in this film, and I fucking love it. Absolutely amazing. That's like the gold star of this film, if nothing else. Let's move on to the Friday the 13th exclusive features. As always, we are going to start with what you guys know is the absolute fucking Golden Goat Award. That is the TGIF Pinup Girl. For this one, fuck, that's another tough one. You would think I'd say the girl in the tent scene, Debbie, but you're sadly mistaken, my friends. I gotta go Erin Gray as Diana in this. That I don't know what it is. There's just something about her eyes. She's got really fucking beautiful eyes, man. She's an older brunette. Sure, she's on the mature side, but she's fucking beautiful, man. Those eyes, I don't know, man. There's just something about her that really gets me fucking thinking. Sure, again, the fucking brunette in the tent scene should be the pinup girl. But Diana, guys, come on. Diana Kimmel, the sister of Jason fucking Voorhees, is my go-to girl for this. Erin Gray was so fucking beautiful in this film. I gotta go her. No fucking contest, man. And moving on now to the Crystal Lake memory for Jason Goes to Hell. I think this was around 2004 when I saw this one. It was not too long after Freddy vs. Jason had come out. I might have saw it before or after that. I can't be too certain. But I know watching the special features for Jason X, I really came aware of this film because it's talking about the upcoming Freddy vs. Jason, which I didn't realize it was so fucking around the corner at the time I was watching Jason X, man. We'll talk about that later, but yeah, I was about 9 when I saw this one, and I remember the main reason I wanted to watch it was because of the Freddy glove coming up and pulling the hockey mask into the sand. And I didn't pay attention too good when it came to like documentaries and shit when I was a little kid. So I overlooked the fact that Adam Marcus is talking about that Jason's presence is not really a thing in this film. It's just sort of he's gone, get him the fuck out of here. That was apparently an order of Sean Cunningham. So Uncle Sean said, "Get that goddamn hockey mask out of here." So we didn't get a whole lot of Jason, and that kind of pissed me off as a kid, but I do remember really liking the gore, and I still love the gore. And this is one that I didn't really start appreciating until I was about 13. Go figure. About 13, I really started to appreciate this film for what it is, and it's grown on me more and more with each watch. And I think there's something about the defiance. There's like a sort of defiant energy that this film possesses, and it's like a gleeful middle finger to the rest of the franchise, and I fucking appreciate it for that. So Jason Goes to Hell, man. Jason Goes to Hell gets a get out of hell free card. Anyway, in closing, guys, I really gotta say, Jason Goes to Hell, sure, it's a terrible example of a Friday the 13th film. It's a piss poor template to use as a Friday the 13th film. But god damn it, as its own thing, it's better than most of the fucking sequels that we get in this franchise. And I still attest to that Jason Goes to Hell is one of the finer, more original entries of the franchise. I think it gets a little too much hate, almost way the fuck too much hate from Friday fans and horror fans in general. Sure, this movie could have done and probably would have fared much better had it not been a Friday the 13th related film. I mean, for fuck's sake, it doesn't even have Friday the 13th in the title. Maybe that's why people are fucking crying about it. But it's one that I think just gets too unfairly hated on. It strays too far from what we want with people running into the woods and getting killed. Do we really need that? You got fucking 7, 8 more films of that shit. Fucking watch those ones. Leave my Jason Goes to Hell alone. Enjoy my Jason Goes to Hell. And don't watch it if you don't like it. I'm not gonna force it down anybody's throat, but I think it's one that you gotta watch it and kind of put your mind somewhere else. You really can't look at it as being a fucking follow-up to Jason Takes Manhattan. It's really a springboard to get Freddy and Jason in the same fucking movie, and I think it springboards pretty well. For the most part, the way Freddy vs. Jason opens up kind of does screw that up a little bit, but I think as a film that was trying to set up really a Freddy vs. Jason, this one really works in that way, because again, that's really what it was trying to do. This one gets my fucking seal of approval, dude. You guys know that. As always, thank you all for watching. Please be sure to like and share this video. If you have not already, please go ahead and stab the hell out of that subscribe button. And if you're feeling extra filthy, be sure to go leave a comment down below. Let me know if you guys think this movie and everyone involved should go to hell or not. And be sure to check out the other Friday the 13th content that you guys got coming out today. We've got, again, Good Real Hunting, Nick Cooling, Robbie Sobel, Chase Moser, and House of the Living Dead all dropping Friday the 13th content today. Of course, the reviews and House of the Living Dead providing the watch party. And you will see over there tonight Robbie Sobel and myself trying to tell Chris Snyder why Jason Goes to Hell is so damn great. And in the meantime, be sure to check out these social media links. We've got the Facebook page, Instagram, Twitter, Letterboxd, the Patreon, and the Stream Demons fan page over on Facebook. Go ahead and give all those a gander if you will. And in the meantime, boys and girls, stay filthy.